Okay guys, we are back and it's the weekend, so lo and behold, Arrowhead are going to be on their weekend off, but there are still quite a few things to take a look at today, as the DSS has just returned and there is a lot of positivity around it. Unfortunately, we do have to shine the light on the negative outcome from it, with it being a thing that needs to follow the Illuminate, and it doesn't seem to be working too well, so we're going to take a look into that, as well as the fact that B Vitamin is talking about war bonds and people's expectations of it, of when to expect the next one, may actually be a little bit of a down period for you guys based on what it is that you guys may think is actually a schedule for these. We're going to take a look into that, and the Reddit is absolutely on fire, so we're going to give you guys some community appreciation. With that being said though, if you haven't already, smash that beautiful like button and subscribe with post notifications turned on. It'd be greatly appreciated. And make sure you check out our sponsor, Instant Gaming, the platform that offers cheaper for PC and console games with the best deals, offers, promotions and discounts. It's an absolute no-brainer, and for those of you guys who have supported me via Instant Gaming already, thank you so much. The link is down in the description. Go and get your games a little bit cheaper today. But with that being said, let's see what's happening inside of the game right now. So starting off, we're going to take a look at the Galactic War table, where things seem to be shaping up a little bit shaky for the Major Order. With 4 days remaining and 3 defenses completed out of 14, it's not looking too good, and I think that the DSS is kind of being relied on quite a lot. As you can see right here, the DSS is currently sat on Riga Bay, and that is pretty much useless because, well, we've actually already liberated that one, and our new planet for liberation on the Illuminate sector is Spheron, which is currently at around 9.5 hours remaining at the point of recording. Now, obviously, we're going to want to move the DSS over, but the issue that we're having right now is that the station moves in 2.5 hours. That will already deplete down quite a lot of time for that defense operation. When we go over to the location, though, you can see that that won't update for the next 2.5 hours, at which point we then have to wait another 4 hours before we can actually move it, which will mean 6.5 hours will have gone by before we can send the DSS over to Spheron for a final 3 hours remaining on that planet, by which point the next one will have popped up and we'll have the same issue yet again. Essentially what it means is that the actual war table is not syncing up with the locations guide on the DSS, meaning that actually the DSS is pretty much wasted right now. As it stands, we've got the orbital blockade, which has got around 6.5 hours remaining on the clock for it, and it's pretty much just not being used. It seems a little bit frustrating because of the way that they've got it operating right now, and hopefully that is something that they can rectify, because the DSS is pretty much the biggest piece of content we're going to see now until maybe the year launching, which is the 8th of February, the year anniversary for Helldivers 2. So we'll have to wait and see what it is that they're going to do about that. I have reached out and hopefully we get a bit of a response with regards to it from the development team, but as of right now, we've got nothing on toll. Let me know what your guys' opinions are of this via the comment section below. We can get some conversations going, because I think it might actually be a very interesting one. For me, the DSS right now is borderline irrelevant. It's not really going to help anybody or really do much whatsoever. At most, we might be able to use it for a final push on Spheron, but yeah. Bit of a shame. Nonetheless, though, 3 out of 14, and we've still got 11 to do on 4 days' time. I can't see us completing that at all. But when we take a look at the personal order, for those of you guys interested, you are to kill 10 enemies using the EATs, which are really, really simple. So enjoy that one. You can do that on any planet going. And for those wanting to know about the Superstore, you have got the I-44 Salamander available, which has got the inflammable armor passive of 75% damage resistance to fire. And we've also got the I-92 Firefighter, which also has the inflammable passive 75% damage resistance to fire. These are ones that you definitely want to have in your arsenal. If you've not already got it, then I would highly recommend going ahead and grabbing them. They help quite a lot, especially if you're a bit of a pyromaniac like myself and enjoy running in with the flamethrower alongside the flamed sentry. So yeah, enjoy that one if you shall. But we're going to take a look at some more official things coming from the development team right now, as there's been some conversations happening inside of the Discord with regards to the next war bond. I think that people have got a little bit of a misconstrued factor, as we did used to have a schedule of 4 weeks, which happened up until about halfway through last year, where we were actually getting a new war bond every month, and unfortunately that kind of pinned them in a corner and it stuck them up, so they stopped doing that, and now we have pretty much no schedule at all, and it kind of comes up as and when. People were having conversations in the Discord Discord and were asking what was going on, as the developers apparently had said that every 6 weeks was the plan. Now, B Vitamin did clear this up and stated that if there's a schedule, this is the first time I'm hearing about it. And I think that people have got a massive misconception of this, because in the live stream that we did yesterday, I heard somebody say that it was 6 weeks, I had somebody say that it was 8 weeks, I had somebody say that it was 7 weeks, and it just doesn't seem to work that way. Now, B Vitamin has put a final knife in the coffin, and it states right here, no set schedule other than when it's ready. We had a schedule before, and it backed us into a bit of a corner. And I think that that was the biggest issue that they had. Now, unfortunately, the issue they've got now is they do take their sweet time to be able to bring anything out inside of this game, that it does cause a bit of a problem for people getting a little bit bored before the next big thing comes. And I think they're working off of the basis of sheer boredom into sheer hype. And I think at the moment that's what we're sitting on. For me, the next war bond will not be making an appearance until the year on date, which we're looking at the 8th of February. So you could be waiting a few more weeks before we see anything there. It could be an interesting one, and it may well be a big one. We don't know, or we've not got information on it, to be completely honest. But as of right now, you will not find out anything until maybe a few days before, when they finally announce a new war bond in boot. So keep your fingers crossed, guys. I'm hopeful. Nonetheless, looking at this one right here, we have got some stuff happening in the Reddit. This one is actually an interesting one. If you've got a supply pack and you enjoy using those knives, not only are you absolutely nutty because the targeting on the knives are horrendous, but you can actually utilize 100 knives. Now, you can't use them all in once, but what you can have is throwing 20 and then using the supply pack for another 20, so it completely replenishes them. 100 knives is a lot, but for me, if your targeting is as bad as mine is with these knives, you're going to need 100 to be able to just take out one. That's my honest opinion. Nonetheless, moving in, we've got a great idea right here for a proposal for rearming vehicles. We have obviously got the FRV right now with the big Gatling machine gun on the back, and no way of replenishing it as it stands. This right here suggests that we have a heavy resupply, where a Hell pod that drops 2 heavy supply boxes, these can be carried to the CF artillery shells and loaded into the vehicles to restock their ammo, which would be really cool, because we already know that the FRV has got sort of like a parcel shelf where you can actually load things in. It'd be cool if we could pop one of these on. Now, everyone else is kind of like rallying behind this, because there is also the B2 heavy supply pack where you can carry it around with you. And if you really do enjoy the FRV, then you can keep that thing loaded up for ages. Let me know if you guys agree with this one. I think it looks pretty cool, and it's definitely a great concept idea, although as of right now, a concept idea is exactly what it is. And this one right here received nearly 20,000 upvotes, which is absolutely astronomical for the Helldivers Reddit right now, and it states this should be the plot of the movie. Eagle 1 should be the main protagonist, with the Eagle plot watching the Helldiver, who is surrounded by bugs, throw the 500 kg bomb beacon on his feet. Now, the idea of that is really, really cool. I don't know how you'd be able to interpret that into a movie, as Eagle 1 is pretty much only utilized during segments of a battle, but it could be an interesting venture, and it seems that 20,000 of you guys do agree and want it to come through. But one thing that you guys are all wondering right now, and actually I am wondering this myself, is exactly at level 141 diver, I am finally going to ask it, why is the breaker action shotgun not a support stratagem? Now, this is a weapon that you guys can find just around the map, and it has been since pretty much launch, and it's been pretty much hidden around absolutely everywhere, to the point where I actually think I may have used it once or twice at the beginning of the game. Other than that, I don't think I've ever really used it again since. As to why it's actually not a stratagem, I have no idea, but this post right here states, the rarest of weapons, the coolest of shotguns, and it can only be found in the map. This is, since day one of release, the biggest mystery to me, why the heck this is not a support stratagem. Over 11 months, I have heard many tales. It's not powerful enough, it's a civilian weapon, not military, and yet it says that it is not a good answer, damn it. This is an easy content insertion that pleases the shotgun fanatics. You give this baby an AP5, 500 damage, tight spread and fast reload, and give shotgun fanatics another reason to deliver buckshot death. Hell, throw in slugs as well as selectable ammo. I don't want to hear excuses. I want this beastly as a stratagem by liberty's sake. It's time to go Doom Slayer mode. Now, I actually may well go ahead and try and start using this thing. We're going to find a few of them and see if they're actually a viable option. But yeah, I do find it actually hilarious, as this seems to be the only weapon that you can find in the game that you can't actually obtain as a stratagem support point or as a primary weapon. Let me know your guys' opinions in the comment section below. But based based on your comment sections, we have got some stuff to talk about right now. Super credits was the topic of conversation just yesterday. This first one right here states, the only issue I have with super credits is that you rarely get any on level 10 when you get a lot on level 1 and 2, which is really the weirdest thing to me. I would have genuinely thought that the harder the difficulty, the more you would obtain from it, and it's actually a bit backwards. If you go into 1 and 2, you can farm super credits for days, and you can genuinely pull out quite a lot from it, but nonetheless, it'll be an interesting venture as to how it is that they actually change those, as we do know that they are in the works right now of conversation with how the super credits are actually working. But you guys do kind of agree with me in some stages, which is actually quite nice to know, as it doesn't happen often. But super credit ratios are good. Let them earn some money. They deserve it for giving us this game. And I 100% agree. I think that they do deserve the revenue charge from this, and being able to keep the game alive is definitely something that we want to have in Toll. So as far as I'm concerned, if you just want to switch over the way that you deplete them, so level 10s will give you more, level 1s will give you less, I'm absolutely sound with that, and just leave it there. I don't need more free super credits. What I need is to be able to support my favorite development team in development of my favorite game. And finally, this one states, I completely agree with the super credits should be left alone. The fact that you have the chance to even get war bonds for free from playing is far above and beyond what anyone else has done. Find some time to grind or pay for super credits. You have options unlike other games, which is pretty much the most solid pointing that I've seen yet, and probably the most reasonable that I've seen yet, as yes, not a lot of other games will enable you guys to be able to get that currency free of charge so damn easily. At the moment, I am really enjoying Marvel Rivals, and that thing is spenny to say the least if you guys are wanting to keep updated with all of the skins. It is quite enjoyable, don't get me twisted, but people seem to be a lot looser with their wallets over there, that's for damn sure. For those of you guys interested, though, we are going to be uploading more Marvel Rival videos, and they are going to be going up on the second channel to get you guys updated with that game as well. So the link will be down in the description. Make sure you stay tuned to that one. But that's unfortunately all we've got time for today. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe with post notifications turned on. Thank you so much again for watching, guys. I appreciate all your faces. Like, subscribe, and as always, I'll see you in the clouds.